Okay, now that you have all of your color paper folded, we're going to start putting them on the black paper. Your paper came to you in a triangle like this, but we still have to add 2 more folds. So you're going to fold it top to bottom in half again, and then you're going to fold it the opposite way again. So now you have an X and you have a cross or a T. Okay, this is what it looks like with the paint. You will not put paint on your paper. I just did it so that you can see what the lines look like. So these are actually fold lines. Do not put any paint on your paper. Just go along with the fold lines, okay? So if you have glue, a bottle of glue, what you're going to do, either way, what you're going to do is you're going to figure out how you want your pattern to start going. Remember, you have to go symmetrical, which means the same thing on both sides. So I want to start with my purples. So I will take 1, take 2, put them on that fold like that, and then take 3, and take 4. Maybe that's what I know I want to start with. Okay, you may decide to start with your samurais in the middle. You can put it on the point this way on the fold lines and have them meet up. I could do 2 greens here, and then I could do 2 green hats right here if I wanted to. But again, they've got to go the same, like they've got to be the same. It's got to be symmetrical. So what you do to one side, the other side. What you do to the top, the bottom, whichever way you want to look at it. I could also butt these against this way when I move forward. But like I said, I want to do purple in the middle to start. So I'm going to make sure that my ends are pointed. I could turn it this way, but then I'd have to do something weird this way. So I just want my open ends to shoot out this way, to radiate out, because I'm going to put more papers in there. So starting with purple, if you have a bottle of glue, a little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to just put just a little bit of glue right along that fold of this is my kite fold. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right along that line. Just like that. Not too much. I don't want it super drippy. Just a little bit. Okay? And then I'm going to line it up right along that line, which will not be a line for you. It'll be a fold. You'll only be able to see the fold and not a line. So I'm going to lay it right like that. Make sure that it's even. This point is even with this one. It's going straight. Boom. It's done. Okay? Give it a little press if you have glue. You don't want it to be too oozy. So if the glue oozes out, then you're using too much. Just use a little bit less next time. For the glue stick people, pretty much the same thing. Here's a little fold right here. And I can just swipe that glue right along that fold line and put it, make sure that it's even, and put it there. Okay? Same thing for the other two. Swipe it and glue it. Okay, so now I want to start moving in the other direction. I can fill this in with something, let's see. Well, this won't work because it's too small. I don't want to overlap them that way. So I think what I'm going to do is use more kites and stick them here like this. I can choose to put it, instead of doing all 4, I can choose to do yellow, yellow, and then maybe orange, orange. I can do that as a pattern too, because again, this one and that one, they're symmetrical, and this one and that one are symmetrical. So let's say I glued this. Now I still want to keep going. I'm going to maybe add some more papers as I go. You don't want to stuff them in so that you can't see inside of them. You want to spread them out a little bit so that each paper can be seen. So I may do something like this. Again, I got to do the same thing on the other side, and then I can switch it. I can put a blue there and then put a blue there. to glue on the inside for the next level, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to swipe a little bit of glue and just gently slide it in. Give it a press, hold it down in place for a bit, and then you're good. When I get to here, like if after I've done quite a few, then I can start playing with the arrangements of these different folds, like the samurais and the hats, and I could maybe do something kind of like this. My paper is smaller than yours. Yours will be a little bit bigger, but you get the idea of it. Okay, you can play with them any way you like, but again, you want to make sure that they're a good distance apart, maybe like a finger space or so apart, so that each fold can be seen. Okay, so I can do something like this, and then maybe I can finish with the samurai like that. So then I'd have to do the same thing, a kite, and then the blue kite, and then the green samurai. Okay, so if you're not sure how you want to arrange it, then don't glue it. If you're still playing with the colors, don't glue it until you're sure that this is what you want, because once you glue it, it's kind of like you can peel it up, but the more you peel it, the weaker the paper gets, and you could risk tearing your paper. So just like glue what you know you want. Like I know I want this down for sure, and if I change my mind, then I can always go back and it's not so permanent. Okay, so don't glue until you're absolutely sure that you have, maybe I'll do this, until you're absolutely sure that you have what you want. Okay, so just like that. And again, a little bit of glue goes a long way. If after you're done, if something is puckly or if it's not on right, then you could always take the glue and kind of lift it up a little bit and do a little bit more gluing. Even with the glue stick, you can kind of lift it up and use the side of the glue stick and, you know, help to keep it in place. But don't use a tiny bit, but just use enough. Don't let it ooze out, but don't use so much. Okay, if there are any questions, stop yourself, give us an email. You want to use all of your papers. You want to use all of your colors as much as you can without, if it starts going off the paper, then you know you can kind of stop. But you want to radiate out with your colors and your different kite folds. Okay, so I'm interested to see what you come up with.